Hello students, how are you? We're gonna do a new problem. And don't forget that every time that we're doing the questions in this section, use the multiplication chart that we created in the first video, and then also have with you the fraction, decimal, and percent flashcards that I shared with you also in the first video. Those will be very helpful. If you can print them at home, that would be great. But if you can't, no problem. We can always have a way to compensate that. So you can have any white sheet of paper and you can draw them. Then find some scissors at your house, cut them, and have them ready so you can work with me. If my flashcards have more colors, that's okay. You can draw them at home, and then use the ones that you do at home. You can draw them, color them, and use them every time that we're solving questions for this unit. Okay, guys, great. So please, we're gonna get started and we're gonna start reading. Each bottle contains 2 1/4 fluid ounces of juice. If Carla buys 6 bottles, how many fluid ounces of lemon juice will she get in total? And like we're using the problem solving strategy on the left, we're gonna read each sentence, and every time we find a number, we underline and we understand what that number represents. So here we go. And in the first sentence, I can find each bottle has 2 1/4 fluid ounces of juice. Contains is the same as has. So I'm just gonna put it on top of it. It has. Okay, I change color because I wanna identify each quantity with different color. The next one will be Carla buys 6 bottles. The question is, how many fluid ounces of lemon juice will she get in total? That's the question. So the question, I box it. How many fluid ounces of lemon juice will she get in total? I did circle or underline, I did box, and now I'm gonna do elaborate. In this problem, I'm choosing to do fraction bars because I saw 2 1/4 of fluid ounces. So that's what we're gonna do with this one too. Okay, and then I elaborated this picture here, guys, and I have to have my pictures pre-made, so I won't take that much of your time, but you can pause the video and then you can draw the picture too. And I noticed that here they say that is 2 1/4 of fluid ounces. So then what it means is for each bottle, really, this is one bottle, this is the second bottle, and this section right here is what? 1/4. So you see how I'm gonna circle this in pink because I use pink to identify what? The number of bottles, correct? So this pink circle means one bottle. Then great. Let's continue, guys, and let's say, okay, so then this is again 1, 2, and then this one here is gonna be 1/4. So it's gonna be really only this section on the bottom. So I can have 2 1/4, then 2 1/4. So it will be all of this, and this little section here. So this one will be 1 hole, 2 holes, and this little section right here. 1 hole, 2 holes, and this little section right here. This is 1 hole, 2 holes, and this little section right here. So that will be 2 1/4. 1 hole, 2 holes, and one little section right there. So again, this is 2 1/4. 1 hole, 2 holes, and one little section here. And I'm gonna circle this in pink because this is 2 1/4. This is 2 1/4. This is 2 1/4. You see that, guys? 2 1/4. This is 2 1/4. Great. So how many 2 1/4 do you see in this picture, guys? Correct. There's there are 6 bottles of 2 and 1/4 each. Awesome. So you see, I already have a plan, and on the next section I'm gonna solve my question. In the first section, I'm gonna solve my problem using decimal numbers, and on the right section I'm gonna use fractions. And this is, guys, so we can see the beauty of math, that there's many ways to come out with an answer. Actually, if we look at the picture, let's do it with the picture first. The question is, how many fluid ounces of lemon juice will she get in total? Let's count all our ones and two first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So far, I completed 12 totals, right? Awesome. Now, if I put this 1/4 together with this one, and this one, and this one, yeah, that will be 4/4. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna put this one here, this one here, that's 2/4. This one here is 3/4. You see, guys? And this one here is what? 4/4. And 4/4 make also another one. Great. This is another one. Awesome. And what else do I have to do? Oh, I have left over this 1/4 and this 1/4 right here. So really we have 2 additional fourths. All this together will be 12 plus 1, that is 13, and 2/4. But I also notice that if I have 2/4 in here in any hole, let's say I'm gonna use this one here. Follow me on this one that I'm coloring in pink, guys. And you know that in this section here, can you see this one here? This is what? 2/4. But also, yes, it's 1/2. Great. So we can say this is 13 and also 1/2. These two are the same. But we always look for expressing our answer in simplest form. So right here we found our answer, guys, without doing a lot of math, just by understanding the picture. So really our answer is letter B, right there. Awesome. But also we're gonna do this question with decimals and with fractions. Let's continue with the solution with decimal numbers. If you are very artistic, guys, and you like drawing and coloring, take your time, do the elaborate section very well and carefully, and by doing pictures you can always find your answer. If you are more abstract, guys, then you can picture in your mind, okay, the 6 bottles, and each bottle has 2 and 1/4. So then that means I have to repeat 2 and 1/4 6 times. Great. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna write my 2 and 1/4 first, and I'm gonna say, okay, so I have 2 and 1/4. But in this section, I wanna know how to work it out with decimal numbers. I'm gonna be using this flashcard that I have on the left side, and this flashcard is 2 point. It tells me that 2 and 1/4 is the same than 2 and 25/100. We know that we have 2 and 1/4, like we see on the left side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So we want to multiply this by 6. And remember, use the multiplication chart that we created in the first video. And but if you're very proficient with your multiplication, just do the multiplication. Okay, come with me. 6 times 5, 30. 0 and we carry 3. 6 times 2, 12. 12 plus 3, 15. 5 and we carry 1. 6 times 2, 12. Plus 1, 13. Then I'm going to check my decimals. In my first factor, I have 1 and 2. In my second factor, I have none. So that will be 0. The total will be 2. We're going to move the decimal point 1 and 2 places. And I know that 1/4 is 0.25. But also, I know other fractions from my flashcards. Okay, so I'm gonna be looking at my flashcard that has 1/2, and then I can see that in my number here. So then I have this 13, and 0.50 I know is the same as 1/2. Awesome. So what do you notice here, guys? Yes, this is the answer, and it's the same answer that we got just right here. Great. The last way that we're gonna do it, we did way 1, method 2, and this will be method 3. Now we're gonna do it with fractions. So now I'm gonna say I have 2 and 1/4 that I'm gonna repeat. I'm gonna use the multiplication dot 6 times. So we can multiply, we need to have an improper fraction. I can have a mixed number like this number right here. To rewrite this fraction into an improper fraction, guys, we're gonna say we multiply 2 times 4, that's 8, plus 1, that's 9. That will be 9/4. I'm gonna just do this in blue. This is 9/4 times 6. If I don't have a denominator, it is like having a denominator of 1. Putting a denominator 1 really is letting us keep the same number 6. We're not changing the number, we're just rewriting it. And when we multiply, we can multiply from side to side, and that will help me to get my answer. 9 times 6, 54. 4 times 1, that's 4. Great. This is a division. This symbol right here means divide, so we're gonna divide. The number on the top goes as our quotient, and the number on the denominator is our divisor here. Great. We're gonna be using our multiplication chart, guys, and I'm gonna start doing this digit first. 4 into 5, 1 time. 4 times 1 is 4. We subtract 5 minus 4, that is 8, 1. Great. We bring down the 4. That's gonna be 4 right here. And we're gonna see 4 into 14. That's gonna be 3 times. 3 times 4, that is 8, 12. 14 minus 12, that's gonna be 2. Great. When we wanna get an answer in fraction, we stop dividing at this point and we don't add any decimal point. This 13 right here is gonna be my whole number. This 2 right here is gonna be my numerator. And the 4, that is the divisor, is always the same, and it stays here, the 4. Notice that this 4 and this 4 is the same. We don't change that number. Now I'm gonna bring down my 13 right here, and we're gonna simplify this fraction. How do we simplify a fraction? By dividing by the same number on the numerator and on the denominator. 2 divided by 2, that gives me 1. Great. 4 divided by 2, that gets me 2. Excellent. And do you notice how we got again the same answer? So use the method that is more easy for you, or if you want to challenge yourself, you can try the 3 different ways. Awesome, guys.